Believe it or not, it already feels like 32 degrees outside with the humidex, and it's still early out there. Both Environment Canada and the City of Toronto have issued heat warnings for this weather. Those sizzling temperatures are expected to reach the low 30s today, with peak humidex values hitting near 40 degrees. But there is some relief in sight, as Stella had mentioned. The temperatures are expected to drop to the low 20s later tonight. So make sure that you take extra care during this extreme heat. Drink lots of water, stay inside if you can, and keep an eye on kids and elderly as well as your pets in this weather. The search continues today for two male suspects in the shocking shooting of two young sisters in Scarborough. A third suspect, identified as 21-year-old Markham resident Sheldon Uria, was arrested in Pickering on Friday. He's charged with 7 offenses, including 2 counts of attempted murder. Uria made a brief court appearance on Saturday, his case put over until June 21st. Now, the incident outraged the City of Toronto. On Thursday night, the two little girls, their ages 5 and 9, were shot when a man sprayed bullets into a playground at Alton Tower Circle. That's near McCowan Road and McNichol Avenue. There were about 11 children playing there at the time, and police say that the intended target was an adult male who was in the park. No injuries reported after a fire broke out during the Taste of Little Italy festival.
What happened?
Flames erupted at a shawarma restaurant on College at around 2 yesterday afternoon. Firefighters were able to control the flames before the situation spread to nearby buildings. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A partial breakthrough in the York University strike. Some contract faculty are heading back to work this morning. It's after accepting the school's offer. One of 3 QP bargaining units have voted to ratify the contract, but classes will not resume immediately, and it's still not clear yet when they will start. The unit that accepted the deal represents about 1,100 of the 3,000 contract faculty in the strike. The other 1,900 instructors remain on strike this morning. The labor dispute began on March the 5th. Wages and job security are the main issues. The backlash against Donald Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy continues this morning. There were demonstrations outside of the New Jersey Immigrant Detention Center as protesters called for change to the policy that is now separating undocumented migrant parents from their kids. Members of the Democrats called on the White House to put an end to the practice, saying that it shames their country. Over 2,000 children have been separated from their parents in the past 45 days, and it seems that the policy isn't garnering much support from either the Democrats or the Republicans.
These are the misdeeds of an administration speaking in our name that appears to lack a moral compass, that stands in defiance of our nation's history as a beacon of freedom and a refuge for the oppressed.
The president is ready to get meaningful immigration reform across the board. And Chuck, let me just tell you that nobody likes seeing babies ripped from their mother's arms, from their mother's wombs, frankly. I will tell you that nobody likes this policy. You saw the president on camera, that he wants this to end.
In a rare move, Melania Trump weighed in on the hot-button issue. A spokesperson for the First Lady says Mrs. Trump hates to see children separated from their families and hopes both sides of the aisle can finally come together to achieve successful immigration reform. She believes we need to be a country that follows all laws, but also a country that governs with heart. Well, the 2018 World Cup has been a great tournament so far, with plenty of goals and excitement and upsets as well. Yesterday, Mexico upset #1 ranked Germany 1-0. Brazil could only salvage a tie against Switzerland, and Serbia beat Costa Rica 1-0 as well. Here's what soccer fans will be watching today. First up at 8 o'clock this morning, it's Sweden taking on South Korea. And then at 11, it's 3rd-ranked Belgium playing Panama. At 2 p.m., 12th-ranked England opens its tournament against Tunisia. So how big was that win by Mexico over Germany? Well, here's the celebration from the fans in Mexico City. When Mexico scored, it caused such a commotion in Mexico City that seismic detectors registered a false earthquake, which the Geological Institute said may have been generated by the massive jumps across the city. Mexico has competed in the FIFA World Cup since the event kicked off in 1930, but the highest they've ever advanced is to the quarterfinals. 6:08 here on BT. We'll send it down to Winston and Mel next.